Hi again everyone, this is Terry from Aussie Diamond Painters again, and I just thought I'd do keep going on with that tag that I started, and do some painting as well. We're up to question 67. What is good about how you are living your life right now? I enjoy making my own decisions. I am single, and if I want to buy a diamond painting, I just buy a diamond painting. If I want to go out somewhere, I just go out. If I wanted to sit here and read a book without any hassles, I can just sit here and read a book. It's an easy life. I just go to work and come home and diamond paint and go out and have fun. And whatever else. If you could eliminate one weakness or limitation in your life, what would it be? I trust too easily. I think that's the big thing. I just trust people too easily. But when they've lost my trust, they've lost my trust for good, if that makes sense. A couple just popped out. I'm sick of these popping out. I don't know whether I said, but this is my parents' 60th wedding anniversary present. It's a photo of their wedding day, and they're just popping out everywhere all the time. I bought some of that aqua glue to use when I'm finished, and I just hope that works, because otherwise I'm in trouble. Bloody hurricane. I'm forever going back and pushing them in, and they're usually the same ones. Even the ones that I've hit with the rolling pin that I've rolled over with the, that I've rolled over with the rolling pin just come out as well. It's really frustrating. Anyway, who has left the most impact on your life? In what regard? I would say Beck has had the biggest impact in my life. She changed a lot of things when she came along, and she still has a big impact on my life. Turn the page. What? I just lost it. What aspect of your life needs tremendous improvement? My weight, and being able to say no. Find it very difficult to say no to Beck. And sometimes she really needs a no. Yeah, I think that's about it. What's the weirdest thing you've seen in your life? The weirdest, I don't know. I know the other day coming home from work, I was just getting the lift down to the station, and just outside the lift door were two guys sitting there smoking bongs. And that was pretty weird. Good place to get caught, but they didn't seem to care. They were probably as high as a kite. I can't think of anything else. Who is the best teacher you've ever had? I would have to say Mrs. O'Rourke. Mrs. O'Rourke was my first year of high school teacher, she was our countries and capitals. You had to be able to recite your countries and capitals every day. And so I've never forgotten them. Who is the biggest pack rat, you know? I don't really have any pack rats. I'm told I hoard things, but it's mainly because my daughter doesn't understand that craft, you can go from one craft to another and then go back to a craft. So she reckons I'm a hoarder because I hoard all my old craft stuff, but I always go back and use it. Like my biggest craft was jewelry. I have so many beads and jewelry supplies. But I've gone to a craft and gone back to it. Gone back to jewelry making. So I was quilting and I went back to jewelry making. It's my go-to craft, I think, jewelry making. But she can't understand why I save it all. Why not just sell it and buy it all when you need it again? But it's so expensive to buy all that stuff again. So that's one thing I've said no to her about. There's a lot of stuff that during different moves that they've thrown out on me that I can't find anymore. But yeah, she thinks I'm a pack rat because I like to keep my craft stuff. But if I don't keep it and I want to do it, I just have to go out and buy it all over again. And the little bits and pieces that you pick up while doing the craft that you don't even realise that you need until you know. It would have been easier if I had this, but I did have this. But Beck told me to throw it away. So, anyway. Who is the first person you call when something exciting happens? Beck. That was easy. Who is the first person you call when something horrible happens? Well, it depends on what that is. Beck, maybe. But if it's really horrible, my sister or my mother. Who is the worst boss you've ever had? Oh my God, I have had so many. The guy at the moment would have to be one of the worst I've ever had in my whole working career. He has no idea how to deal with people. He has no idea how to motivate people. And he's just a prick. Is about all I can say. Excuse the French, but that's just about what he is. Can you close your eyes and raise your eyebrows? Yep, I just did it. Can you do a split? Nope, not anymore. I used to be able to, but I'm sort of a bit old for that. Can you touch your nose with your tongue? No, I can't. Can you whistle? Yes. I can't do the 2-finger whistles. But yeah, I can do that. Can you dance? Well, I think I can, but my daughter thinks I can't. But I probably just don't dance like she does. Where are we? Do you remember your dreams? Sometimes. Sometimes they're scary. Sometimes they're good. Yeah, usually, mostly, I think. I can. Do you save old do you save old greeting cards and letters, or throw them away? I throw them away. There's some that I've kept from Beck. Some, you know, like birthday cards and stuff that are special to me, but other than that, no, I throw them away. Do I sing in the shower? No, Beck could kill me. I have the worst voice for singing you have ever heard. I cannot hold a tune at all. I used to stir her by singing when her friends are in the car, but yeah, I can't sing at all. Do you sleep with the lights on or off? I can fall asleep with the lights on or off. Doesn't matter to me. But I usually turn the light off before I go to bed. So it's Gray. How do you spell the colour grey? As grey or grey? Do you take any pills or medication daily? Oh my God, yes. I was silly enough to say, when I turned, I'm 56 now, when I turned 50, I said to people, ha ha ha, and I'm not even on any medications. Don't take a medication for anything. The only thing I was taking was like multivitamins and that sort of thing. But after I turned 50, became diabetic. I've had psoriasis for years, so I've been, you know, on creams and more recently needles for that. And some of the medication that I had taken in the past for that have given me liver disease. So I'm on medication for that. So diabetes, liver disease, and I also have depression, so I take medication for that. And apparently I'm quite strange with my depression, because I just cry. Don't have suicidal thoughts or anything. I just can't stop crying, which is apparently a little bit different to most people, because most people who have depression have suicidal thoughts, but not me. Do you prefer kissing or cuddling? Cuddling, I think. Both really, but cuddling I miss. Do you prefer that people shoot straight with you or temper their words? Why? Straight from the hip, unless it's something that's really going to hurt me personally. Yeah. Do you prefer Titanic or The Notebook? The Notebook. Do you have a catchphrase? No, not really. Do you have a garden? I live in an apartment, so no, I don't have a garden. Oops, sorry about that. Do you have a tattoo? No, I don't, but I'd love to get one, but I'm too chicken. Do you have a whole lot of acquaintances or just a few very close friends? Why? Just acquaintances. I don't have close friends. I lost all them in the divorces. I've been married twice. Yeah. Do you have any allergies? Only to penicillin. And sometimes change of season, I get a touch of allergies. Do you have any birthmarks? If so, where? No, I don't have any birthmarks. Do you have pets? Yes, I do. I have a white ragdoll cat. Do you hold any convictions that you would be willing to die for? Not really, not at this point. Do you carry a donor card? We don't have donor cards here, so no, I don't. Do you believe ignorance is bliss? No, I don't, because you're going to find out at some point, and the longer whatever it is goes on, the worse it'll feel. Do you believe in love at first sight? I don't think so. I think it can be lust at first sight, but I don't think it'd be love at first sight. You have to get to know somebody, I think, to be in love with somebody, and it takes longer than first sight for that. Who performs the most random acts of kindness out of everyone you know? I really couldn't say. I have no idea. And that's terrible. Who sent the last text message you received? Oh, that'd be David. Just a friend. Who was your first celebrity crush? Who was your first... Oh, going too far. Who was the last person you ate dinner with? Oh, it'd be Beck and Jordan. That's Beck's boyfriend. Who was your first boyfriend, girlfriend? My first boyfriend was Edward Carney in kindergarten. He used to make me bead necklaces and all this sort of thing. Who was your first celebrity crush? I have no idea. I can't remember. Who was your first friend at college? Well, we don't have college here. Who would you tell first if you found a dead body in your garden? Oh, probably Beck. She's gruesome. What is your idea of a special time together? Just sitting down talking, without phones. She's always got a phone with her, and she's always got her nose in a phone, so yeah. What is your most embarrassing moment? Don't know. Had so many, I don't know which one. What is your most used swear word? Shit. What is your star sign? Capricorn. What is something that amazes you? I don't know. Probably computers and how they work. You give them one line of script and they can do heaps of stuff. What is an ideal first date for you? I think just walking along the beach or something, or sitting down near the beach, or having a coffee and then going for a walk. Yeah. What is the top of your bucket list? and going on a cruise every 12 months to relax. What is something I look for in a partner? Somebody I can be myself with, who I can talk to about anything. I don't have to hide anything from them. Oh, except, you know, what you spend. I think that's about it. What is the name of your first pet? My first pet was a Heinz, which combines 50 varieties. And his name was Skipper, or Skippy. And he was the first pet, and probably the best one from memory. What scares you about aging, getting old? Not being able to do stuff as well. I know already I can't do things that I used to be able to do, but that's mainly because of arthritis and stuff like that. Like even today I had to get Jordan to open something for me where like 3 or 4 years ago there's no way he would have had to have, just losing strength and stuff. Getting old. How difficult is it for you to be honest, even when your words may be hurtful or unpopular? It would be, for me, it would be extremely difficult. I hate confrontation and I hate hurting people. So I would find that very difficult. Let's just put this one in. How difficult is it for you to forgive someone who refuses to apologise? That's a tricky one. Depends on what it is, I suppose. If it's something big, you would find that really difficult if they didn't apologise. But if it's just something little that you think, you know, they may not even remember, or they don't think it's wrong, that wouldn't be so hard. Depends on what it was, I suppose. How far away from your birthplace do you live now? Well, I was born in St Margaret's, I think it was, hospital, in town, and I grew up in San Susie, so probably from where I was born about 40 minutes by car, and where I grew up is about, well, it's the next street, so I haven't moved very far at all. How has your birth order characteristics of siblings affected you? Well, I'm the baby, but yeah, I don't think it's affected me at all, really. Don't have much to do with my brother, so, and not a great deal to do with my sister really either, and go to Christmas and you know, chat on the phone if the parents are ill, and that sort of thing. But there's not a, like, you know, you go out for dinner or something like that. That never happens. Christine has a very busy life and a lot of friends, and I suppose I just don't belong there. She also lives a fair way away from me. Well, not a fair way, about 40 minutes, I suppose. There was an issue when I left my first husband that sort of broke everybody up. Oh God, how many boyfriends, girlfriends have you had? Wow, no, didn't keep count. Serious boyfriends? Probably 4 or 5 serious ones. How many countries have you been to? I have been to Manila, Hong Kong, 4 during a cruise, so that's 6, Canada, North America, but North America on multiple occasions. I think that's about it. I'd love to go to Ireland and Scotland. Yeah, I think that's it. How many oceans have you swum in? Pacific, Indian. That's probably about it. How many pairs of shoes do you currently own? Not a great deal compared to a lot of other women I know. Probably about 10 or 12. And a couple of them are only like wear around the house stuff. How many relationships have I been in? It all depends on what you consider a relationship. Work relationship, I would say intimate relationship. Probably about 10 or 11, something like that, in my lifetime. I'm not sure, to be honest. I never counted them. How many rings before you answer the phone? I have no specific. As soon as I get there, I pick it up. I don't count them. How many tattoos do you have? None. How old do you think you'll be when you get married? Well, I was 20, too early. How old were you when you found out Santa wasn't real? I don't know, because I had to swear, being the youngest, I had to swear that I would tell Mum and Dad that I believed in Santa a hell of a lot longer than what I actually did. I think 2 or 3 years. So probably about, that my parents knew, probably about 8 or 9. When I actually knew, probably about 6 or 7. Something like that. How old were you when you learned to ride a bike? Well, we weren't allowed to have a bike when I was growing up because Dad thought it was just too dangerous in the area that we lived in. The amount of cars and things like that, and I have to laugh that the amount of people that ride bikes now and the amount of cars has increased 100-fold. So which store would you choose to max out your credit card? Oh, at the moment it'd be AliExpress. Evermoment. Evermoment Customs, I think I would get. Or just Evermoment Paintings. I think they're the best. I'm doing my decal, what do you call it? Decal. With Gwenny and Wendy and Brandee. On an Evermoment painting, the first one I'm doing. Because I'm waiting on Alice. But it's an Evermoment painting, and I've never done one that is so, it just looks so good. No popping drills. The canvas is beautiful. It's a full square, and it's absolutely beautiful. Here it is here. I'll see if you can see it. That's the picture. I'll turn it around because I don't know which way you're seeing it. So, and she's just on the other end of my table here. I can fit these two on the, it's just a fold-up table from Officeworks here in Sydney. I think it was about $40, and it's, well, it's longer than I am, and I'm 5 foot, so it's probably 6 or 7 foot long table. I also have another little one that I use when I have, when I'm doing little ones. But when I started doing Mum and Dad's one, it went over it, so I thought I would get the big one out. So when I finish this one, I will move this one over here, and then over there I'm going to have to work on my web page and things like that, so be quite handy to have. It's a little bit big for this room. You can't open the door right up, but that's okay. My door's normally shut anyway. It's only to go in and out the door and stuff like that, so it should be okay. When I move, I'm going to get a room, a 2-bedroom unit, and one of those rooms will just be my craft room, home office. I'll also put a cot in there for when Beck has children, so I'll make it a bit of a craft room, nursery, office. So that'll be good. Would you ever consider living abroad? My wordy, I would love to live in the States. I don't know whether I'd like to live there forever, because Australia is my home. But from what I've seen, I think I would enjoy living there. Yeah, so America. Or probably Canada, but Canada's a lot... I don't like the cold that much, so maybe I would like to live in Florida or California or somewhere around there. How many days could you last in solitary confinement? I have no idea. I've been watching a lot of shows lately about hard jails, I just download them and watch them, you know, going to and from work. And if I'm doing something really boring at work, I just listen to them. But yeah, oh my God, I don't know. I think I'd go crazy with some of them. Some of them would be okay because you have, well, not okay, but you have light coming in. But some of them you don't even know whether it's, you know, day or night. And I think that'd be pretty hard to cope with. So I would say probably 1 or 2 days, if that. I think I would find it very hard. And not because I had nobody to talk to, but because of the light. There's no light. And I think that's something that I wouldn't cope with very well. And no diamond painting. I mean, wow. How could you not have diamond painting? Have you forgiven yourself for past personal failures? I kick myself from time to time, but I don't think I blame myself for any past failures. I consider my marriages as failures, but Bet came out of one, so that's a plus. Have you ever suffered a fracture? Yes, my leg. It was the first year my parents got a swimming pool, and of course I couldn't swim. I was in plaster then. I think they just put you in one of those boots now. But way back when, it was a plaster cast, which wasn't fun. They were hot and sweaty, and when they took it off, they found all these broken knitting needles in it from where I'd put the knitting needle down and scratch my leg or something. Have you ever dated 2 people at a time? No, I'd never do that. Have you ever been in a beauty pageant? Well, sort of, yeah. And I won when I was younger. It was a 10-pin bowling thing. I used to play a lot of 10-pin bowling when I was a kid, and was in a competition. And they picked out a couple of people to go in for the big world championships, and I was one of those, and yeah. Have you ever ridden on a motorbike? Yes, I have, and it's also to do with the question before. There was one particular guy at bowling who was a tough guy, and he was a little bit older than me, a couple of years older than me, and he had a bike, and I went for a ride on the back of that. Also, when I was away in Coffs Harbour, I did a Harley ride, which took us up through all the mountains, and that was a beautiful ride. I really enjoyed that. I don't know whether you could call it a motorbike. It was sort of like it was a seat on the back of the bike, but it was like a lounge chair. The padding and all that sort of thing was just like a leather lounge chair. It was beautiful. Have you ever taken self-defense lessons? Yes, I have. I used to do judo when I was growing up at the PCYC, which is Police Citizens Youth Clubs. I think they call it something else now. Not sure what it is, but yeah, that's where I did judo. Have you visited a country outside your continent? Yes. America, Manila, Hong Kong, Canada. The islands that we visited when I was on a cruise. think that's about it. And my finger is now stuck. Have you ever won a trophy or an award? I have. Going backwards, I won one for work for outstanding work and helping people and all that sort of thing. Prior to that, it was tennis. I won a lot of awards and a lot of championships for tennis when I was growing up. And swimming was the same. I used to be a fairly good swimmer as well, and I used to win awards and trophies and state championships and things like that. Have you read any of the Harry Potter, Hunger Games or Twilight series? Harry Potter, and at the moment their movies are on here every Saturday. The first one was last night, this being Sunday. So they're playing all them again. And I also have the audiobooks of Harry that I listen to every now and then. I got them through Audible. So they just sit up in the cloud, and whenever I want to read them, I can just download them again and read them again, which I'm doing at the moment. Or not read them, but listen to them. At what age did you go on your first date? Probably 16 or 17. We weren't allowed to go out before that. And that was a fairly simple date, I think, from memory. Was actually with a footballer that played for St George. He was a little bit older than me, not that much, only a couple of years. He was a good footballer, actually, and pretty well known back then. Played for the St George Dragons, of course. Wouldn't go out with anybody who played for another team. But yeah, it was a good night. Met some of the other players. Actually didn't organise for that to happen. But when you're in the area, back in those days, you usually played in the area where you lived. So if you went out somewhere, you know, you probably ran into people that you knew. I was just about to put them in the wrong one. It wouldn't have been very good. Okay, well, I think that's about it for today. If you enjoyed that video, you can subscribe and hit the bell so that whenever I put another video up, you'll get it straight away. Probably be putting another one of these up in a couple of days. So happy diamond painting, and I hope to chat to you soon. Bye bye for now.